Hey guys, you're watching Boondocking with Dennis. I hope you're doing well. There's our buddy Art working on his tractor here at Rockport Beach. Art maintains the grass and makes repairs, and my favorite thing Art does is drag the sled through the sand and gives it that cool lines. We are exiting Rockport Beach. We have enough room. Let me know if you hear any metal on metal grinding sounds. I think we're okay. So it is 84 degrees, 8:06 a.m. The winds are 22 miles an hour with gusts up to 36 miles an hour, which I was talking to my buddy Robert at the front gate back there. Good morning, Robert. That I actually prefer that over the no wind situations, because that's when the mosquitoes can come out. I see Luciano over at his spot. Today we're going to take a ride to Corpus Christi. I'm going to visit a friend in the hospital, and I've already checked. They're up for visits today. That is good. I know when I was in the hospital and rehabs, I always appreciated people coming by, but there's just certain days that sometimes you might not want people to come. So I made sure I was a welcome guest. It's kind of like a vampire. You got to invite him in if I'm coming to see you. Might do some things in Corpus Christi along the way, or coming back. Probably coming back. I am appointment free today, which is nice. After having a full schedule all week. I'll tell you what I did get, and I need to do a video about it. I've never taken anything from companies, and this one company sent me an email saying, hey, we would like to send you this action camera, and there's an app you can use for it. Whenever I read those things, I always think it's going to be a scam of some sort, and most of them are, by the way. And I said, yeah, here's my address, send it. And they sent me some stipulations, and I said, okay, yeah, I can do all that. That's not a problem. And I said, you know, as long as there's a Rockport policeman, probably seeing if people are speeding along here or coming to full stops at the stop sign. And since we always come to a full stop, we will definitely do it with the policeman right behind us, right? Yup. We're going to stay in our lane, and we're going to put on our turn signal. We've established our lane. Now we're moving over to the next lane. Only because that one on the right there is just super rough. Speed limit on Market Street here was 35, and they dropped it to 30 a few months ago. So I try to be aware of that. But they sent me a follow-up email a few days ago. Hey, did you get our box? And I'm thinking, okay, definitely a scam now, right? Nope, I didn't get it. And I double-checked at the mail center, and I had a box there. Apparently, they did a little mix-up and didn't put a slip in my box, which happens once or twice a year. So I picked it up, and I have the camera, and I let them know, hey, I got it. And then they sent me a new list of stipulations, and I said, I'm not going to do any of that. I'll do what we said the first time. I'll do an honest review. I'll include an unboxing. If you want to see the video before I post it, that's fine with me, but I do everything on my phone. I don't have vast editing skills, so If you want to send it, send it. If you don't, no matter how good it is, I'm probably not going to use it. I do everything on my phone. I'm limited income, low budget. I live in my truck full time, and yeah, don't have a computer, laptop. Don't use any editing software, so my edits are done on an app called Video Shop, and that's what I've been using for years, and I'm used to it, so that's what I go with. I don't know what other plans I have this day. I've been doing a lot of reading. I saw a good video from Switchback Texan. They were up in the Goliad area, and I'm really familiar with the Goliad area. I've done videos from up there, and I've read a few books about the history of Goliad. Really interesting area. What I did pick up from his video was that when after the Fanning massacre that happened there, troops that left the Alamo were pursued by the Mexican army and overtaken and captured and returned to Goliad. The terms of surrender was they would be released, and I forget the general's name, but they were Santa Anna ordered them slaughtered, which they were, and then their bodies were lost in a unmarked grave. And I didn't know they were lost to history until a certain date. So I thought that was interesting. I'm going to check that up and read about that. But I remember seeing a historical marker there that said the 1902 tornado, and I remember reading that. But then last night, I had posted like 2 weeks ago a photo of a tornado in San Antonio that I took from the rooftop of the Hyatt Riverwalk, and that led me to search, of course, at 3 in the morning of the most deadly tornadoes in Texas, and number 2 all time was the 1902 tornado in Goliad, where I believe 114 people were killed, including 50 African Americans who took refuge in a church. So the way it's written online, I don't know if they went there for safety. I mean, there was no tornado warnings back then, or if it just happened to happen during a church service. So I'm going to look into that, but it listed the top 10, and yeah, we get tornadoes here in South Texas. I know during Hurricane Harvey, we had a massive amount of tornadoes within the hurricane here in Aransas County. That's where most of the destruction came from. So it was, are you giving me this lane, sir? Thank you. Well, that gentleman had a yield sign. He actually yielded. What do you know? We just made a left onto 35 South. And that'll take us through Aransas Pass, Gregory, Portland, and on to Corpus Christi. There we go. We're in the right lane now. Right up here on the right will be my mechanics certified auto. And it is funny, I mentioned it in the video yesterday. Right now, I don't have any engine lights on, which is probably bad luck to point that out, but I'm not used to not having engine lights on. I kind of feel like something bad's going to happen, But here's certified. Right up here on the right, past these 2 green signs. They did have a certified auto sign down by the highway. You can kind of still see the framework for it there. But I guess they haven't replaced that yet. they're always really busy. I don't know if they need to replace that, you know. The way I have the camera now, you can kind of see the crack in the windshield. So sorry about that, but I wanted to give you a wider range of view. You guys had said you really like that better than the kind of zoomed in. We're going 65. What do we got here? End road work, so we should be able to go up to 75 right here. I also saw in Goliad online, so it must be true, that the Blue Quail Cafe, which is in the town square of Goliad, is closed for a month for major renovations. And we've done videos from there. Matter of fact, I believe the last video I ever did with my buddy Greg before he passed away, we drove up to Goliad and we got cream of jalapeno soup, and we just recorded some of the town square. We went up there to make a video, and we were just having a good time talking and looking around and sightseeing, and Greg had stories, and it was a real good time. So I'll need to go back and check out that video, but I believe that's the last video I did with Greg. It is really hot and muggy, and right before we started, I cleaned the inside of my windshield, even though I just cleaned it 2 days ago. But when I was reading yesterday, there was such a breeze going that I got everything in the car covered with dust. In the truck, covered with dust. What do you think, kids? 12 minutes in, dad joke? What did the policeman say to his belly button? What did the policeman say to his belly button? You're under a vest. You're under a vest. Oh, gosh. Dad joke calendar. Dad joke calendar. We're getting down to the end. Matter of fact, there was just a coupon in here that said, you know, you can get a discount by ordering the 2026 dad joke. I went, nope. We're going to go back to going online and looking up jokes that kind of fit the mood. So one mistake I made so far today was that I didn't make a cheat sheet. And what I do on my cheat sheet is write little topics to talk about. So when I hit a dead spot, I go, and then I look down and it says Shadow Bailey, and I'm like, oh, okay. This morning, after I got washed up, I got a notice that Shallow Bailey was having a premiere, and I got to watch that before. Well, I got to watch part of it, and it's playing now on my tablet. I didn't want to stop it and have her view duration go down, but I need to rewatch it. I think I watched the first 11 minutes, and she's taking her dog Bailey for a late night walk, or geese. Do you see the geese? They wait by the road. There's a pond right there. They wait by the road for people to stop and feed them. And I'm really surprised they have not gotten hit yet, but they were right up on the shoulder. Geese! You think we'd be seeing more cows in Texas? There's not a whole lot of cows on this drive. They're usually have to go left or right and go in a little bit, but we do pass some cattle. We pass some wind turbines. We pass some cotton fields, and we pass a lot of industry once we get to Gregory and past Aransas Pass, oddly enough. Once you get past the pass, you'll forget about the pass. Last night, I didn't watch much of anything. I went to bed. Watched the video by RV Living with the Geezer. Check his channel out. And my friend Valerie Reese, she's actually up in New York right now, but she just went through Pennsylvania. And my friend Mary is up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, not too far from where I lived in Delaware County. She's living down in this area now. Mary, what's your home address? I just want to give it out so people can stop by. I believe Mary's in Aransas Pass. So you can just go to door to door in Aransas Pass and ask for Mary, and then find out if it's the Mary that watches my YouTube channel. She's my friend. There's some Rebecca on the left there. Black-eyed Susans. And I really always want to call them brown-eyed Susans from the song Brown-Eyed Girl. If you haven't driven through here in 10 years, you'll notice all kinds of overpasses that are new and underpasses and lots of new construction everywhere. That's the industry, that you should have gotten in 20 years ago. The manufacturer of those orange barrels and warning pilings. Is that what they're called? Pilings? The orange cones? Somebody answer me. We're going through Aransas Pass right now. We're on the overpass in Aransas Pass, but now we're past the overpass at Aransas Pass. Left lane for passing only. There you go. There's that word pass again. Well, I'm going to get in the right lane then. So I was going to pass that guy, but then he sped up. Because no one gets around Johnny Mockenlinger. That's Johnny Mockenlinger in front of us. No one passes Johnny Mockenlinger. He was going 65, I was going 75, and now we're both going 80. Because no one lets Dennis, boondocking with Dennis, not pass. I think it was George Carlin said, anyone going slower than you is an idiot. Now, anyone going slower than you is a moron. And anyone going faster than you is an idiot. Look at that moron blocking the lane. Wow, look at that idiot go. Big open stretch here. Sometimes we see some cattle, usually on the right here. I don't know what the cattle schedule is, or if they're going to come down by the fence. We'll have to see. We're going to get off in downtown Corpus Christi and go down Ocean Drive. There's a bunch of hospitals there, and I'm not going to tell you which hospital we're going to because maybe my friend wants some privacy. Not everyone wants to be on YouTube, especially when you're laying on a hospital bed. Just passing the airport. I forget what the airport's called here. I'm surprised at how many people I picked up at that little airport. Is it McCarran Airport? I'd honestly have to look it up. One time a guy flew in and he had his own private plane, he and his wife. No exaggeration, they must have had 12 things of luggage, really nice luggage. Private plane, 12 things of luggage. I took them to the Comfort Inn in Portland. I thought for sure they'd be going to one of the nice hotels. Nope, Comfort Inn. I guess when you're spending your money on private planes, you got to make it up someplace else. I know there's some nice hotels in Portland, but I don't know like if there's like a fancy hotel in Portland. And to be honest, they've added 5 or 6 major hotels just since I moved out of Portland. I don't know, 7 years ago, 6.5. So 6.5 years ago, roughly, I started living in my truck. Cop, hold this. 75 on the dot, Texas State Trooper. Not coming after us. That's good. Started living in my truck, and for a year I did Uber and Lyft. And the last 3 months that I was doing Uber, I was having severe chest pains to the point where I was screaming. I think I went to the emergency room 3 times, and they did tests and everything. No, nothing's wrong. I'm like, something's wrong. And when I went the 4th time, I got admitted, and I had to have my gallbladder removed. Apparently, my kidney duct was blocked with a gallstone, so it caused kidney failure. I was not looking good. There's a big blade right there, probably coming from by the Port Aransas Ferry. And at this exit, it's going into Gregory and Taft, and they have major wind farms in that area. And the camera's not pointing to the right, but I can see major wind turbinage, if you will. I'm glad they turned there, because I was wondering how we were going to get past them through some of these little cattle chutes up here. So there's our continuing coverage of the wind turbine saga that we started last Saturday, oddly enough. I guess every Saturday we're just going to see a truck with a wind turbine blade. So I didn't know this till 2 nights ago. There's a burger chain called Trump Burger, and they have one in Beeville, Texas. And I'm thinking we need to make a road trip to Trump Burger. So if you're pro-Trump, I think you would enjoy that. And if you're not a fan of President Trump, I think you will enjoy it because it is no way affiliated with Donald Trump. And the owner is a Lebanese immigrant. So I think we can find something for everybody. But apparently the restaurant's all decked out with Trump stuff. And there's like a grill mark on your burger bun that says Trump on it. So I would think we need to make a trip to Beeville, which is, I don't know, an hour and 15 minutes away from Rockport. But we haven't been up through Beeville in a while. I remember making a video there, and they had a Blue Angel jet right outside the courthouse. I don't know if it's the courthouse or City Hall. It's been about 4 or 5 years. But that's when I learned that they used to do training there at a Navy base. Well, what's the speed limit? 60 here. We'll just stay behind this gentleman. I'm going to back off a little bit. Oh, 65? Hell no, we can go 65. This is all new too through here. They even added this ramp on the right, if you can see it. Sir, are you speeding up when I go to pass you? I think you are, because you were going 60, and now we're both going 70. I think you need to respect my authority and let me by. Speed limit 65. Lots of room, safety room, lots, no one near us. Turn signal. Big Jim Trotter calls off the jam. Remember watching fake roller derby when you were a kid? They would have wrestling on usually on a Saturday morning, and that was usually followed by roller derby. And what I didn't know back then was, and I know now, there was only 3 teams, but for TV, they would, in Philadelphia, the good guys would put on the Philadelphia Warriors helmets and uniforms, and then another team would be one of the other, 8 alleged 8 teams in the roller derby league. So it was pretty funny that, it was professional wrestling. Everything was staged, and they'd have fights and be predetermined. But I just thought it was. I didn't even notice at the time that Big Jim Trotter would be the star of the Philadelphia Warriors, and then the next week, Big Jim Trotter would be a bad guy on another team and put black under his eyes and things like that. So that's very creative, and it was all filmed in the same studio. There's a Texas State Trooper pulling someone over. Now I'm afraid. Now we're going to do the speed limit, kids. We'll be going over the Nueces Bay Causeway. We just came out of Portland, Texas. Indian Point Park up here on the left. We've done videos from there. I think they have completely completed. Sounds a little bit like Daffy Duck there. Completely completed. Where's that Porky Pig? Damn, I don't know anymore. Here's another Texas State Trooper. They're getting their monies. Is today quota Saturday? Okay, we're over, so we don't have to slow down. What we got to do. Yeah, there'll be a lighthouse up here on the right that's part of a apartment condo complex. And when I was driving by at night, coming back from Corpus a few times, there's a real dim light in the top, and it doesn't rotate. And I mean, it looks pretty awesome. I haven't looked at the information lately, but I think it's the largest stone lighthouse in the United States and the tallest lighthouse in Texas. And people are saying, well, it's not a navigational lighthouse. No lighthouse is navigational anymore. Since, radar and everything else we use to navigate ships. No one's looking for that little light in the distance. But it is pretty. It's a very nice looking apartment complex. So we're going over the old Harbor Bridge, and the new Harbor Bridge will be on our right. And the new Harbor Bridge is supposed to open in June, which is not that far away. They have made the final connections. I know they still have a lot to do, but it seems like they made more progress in the last year than they did at any other point in time. I've talked in other videos about the cost. I think it's $1.3 billion, and it's 3 years late and all that kind of fun stuff. But people are like, I'm not going to drive across it. Well, if you want to get to Corpus from Rockport, you are. Or you're going to go about 40 minutes out of your way, which would have been fine with me. What I'm interested in seeing is anything on my left? No. Ooh, a porta potty. Anyone got to go? When they dismantle this old harbor bridge, that center part, the span, if you will. Let's get by this guy. I don't like being next to big trucks and cattle chutes. That's supposed to be lowered in one piece down to a barge, and it's going to have to be. I don't know how they would do that. Massive cranes and a pretty damn big barge, I guess. Okay, we're safe to go to the center lane. I just like being in the center lane on these things. So if it's not crowded, like it's not crowded right now, I'll take the center lane. I've driven across this bridge quite a lot lately. I've talked about this to ad nauseum, but many years ago when I was driving for Uber, when I got right about here, I had like a vertigo feeling where the whole world started spinning and I could feel myself going down a hole. And I had a passenger in the back, a young girl who I drove quite a few times. And I went like, hey, hey, hey. And she had her earbuds on. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, someone almost hit us. And I thought for the longest time I had like a panic attack or afraid of heights, or I didn't know what happened. And it turned out they had changed my blood pressure medication, and my blood pressure dropped really quick, like really quick. So downtown Corpus Christi, we're going to work our way to Ocean Drive. I haven't had to come here in like 2-3 weeks, where I was coming twice a week before. My buddy Silas got his driver's license, another Texas state trooper. And his brother lets him use a company truck. And Silas has been driving himself, which is awesome. But like he says, that's what I'm supposed to do when I'm 30 years old, you know? And he's not 30, I think he's 29, so good for him. Proud of you. Downtown Corpus Christi, because it's so hot here. They're having record heat here this weekend. So I don't know if I made it up or if I heard it, but the last few days I've been saying Corpus Christi, because it's pretty crispy down here. It's not just the heat, it's the humidity. Yeah. Yeah, South Texas, and we're right by the water. And if you think it gets so much hotter in Corpus than Rockport, I think because we have barrier islands, and we're on a peninsula, and that kind of acts like a buffer from the heat. So even though Rockport gets hot and humid, not like it does in Corpus, even though it's only, 20, 25 miles away. From Portland to where I worked in Rockport was exactly 20 miles. So right now we're probably at the 25 mile mark. And we're pretty dang near to where we want to go. I just thought we'd come down Ocean Drive. I probably should have went down a block and then came up here. Sir, you have to go straight because you have no turn signals. Oh, sorry. Corpus Christi, my bad. You don't need turn signals. I don't know what I was thinking. My bad, folks. I keep expecting people that are turning to use their turn signals, and it doesn't work out well for me. Ocean Drive. Lots of palm trees, which is pretty. Lots of construction going on right there. North Shoreline Boulevard. Well, that's right. It's shoreline up here, right? And then it becomes ocean. Is that what happens? I think so. There's Whataburger. There is the world famous 2-story Whataburger. Actually, a little Whataburger wouldn't be bad right now. Little jalapeno biscuit with some sausage, egg, and cheese. I had it once with the bacon. It doesn't work. It's got to be that sausage patty. Lots of palm trees. Big shout out to Adventure America, Mrs. Adventure, and Motley. 3 channels I enjoy. 1 family, 3 channels. Troy does a lot of walking videos from this area. That's what made me think of him. But look at the church with the sun hitting it. That looks pretty. So there's a statue right in front of the church here. It's Jesus in a boat, signifying the miracle of the loaves and fishes. Right there. Emerald Beach. To the left. Just some big old Corpus Christi building. First United Methodist Church. I wonder where the second United Methodist Church is. Is there like a 28 United Methodist Church? Asking for a friend. What is that? Christus Spawn. Lord forbid I ever need to go to the hospital again. That's probably where I'll wind up, because I have Christus Insurance, and it has treated me very well. Let me tell you about my cardiology appointment on Wednesday. So about a month ago, well, I guess about 4 months ago, I made a cardiologist appointment, and they told me he could see me August 5th. This is the doctor I saw in the hospital. Both hospital stays here. You got to come see me. You got to come see me. Go to make an appointment. We don't have one for 8 months. So I asked to be put on a cancellation list, and I get a call about a week later. Dr. Alexander is still booked, but his associate, Dr. Garcia, can see you. And I met Dr. Garcia. I'm like, okay, fine with that. They gave me a date that was 7 weeks away. I'm like, oh wow, okay. Busy place. And I have read news reports that this area is hurting for qualified doctors. So what are you going to do? I can't run to San Antonio every week. So, okay. They give me the date and the time and the place. Yep, I'll be there, no problem. They give me a call Tuesday, leave a message. I call them back. Yeah, we just wanted to confirm. Yep, I will be there. Yep. Do I need to arrive early? No, but you do have a $10 copay. Okay. Okay. It has to be a check or money order. I'm like, okay, 1972. Got it. I'll bring a check. And I get a call back at, well, I'm going to say around 3:30. I looked at my messages around 4:30. Can you give us a call? We need to change your appointment time. And I'm like, okay, maybe the doctor had some type of emergency, right? It happens. I get it. I've had to cancel appointments before. I called them back up, and it's Fox. Is that Fox News or Fox Construction? Fox Pest Control. Okay. I guess that they're all related, right? But it was, I call the cardiologist back, and they say, you can't see Dr. Garcia, but you can see Dr. Azar, because Dr. Azar saw you when you were in the hospital. And I said, I do remember Dr. Azar, but I also saw Dr. Garcia several times, because at my cardiologist, his staff was all people from India. And when I saw Dr. Garcia, I thought he was the house cardiologist, not Dr. Alexander's team. And then he told me he was. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, when can I see Dr. Azar? June 23rd. I'm like, I've been trying for 4 months now to get an appointment with you guys, and now you want me to wait another 7 weeks to see the third string guy? Okay, I'll take it. So, I hope there's nothing wrong with me that I need a cardiologist for, but I can't see one till I'm 63 years old. My birthday's June 22nd, and to celebrate, if they don't cancel, I'll get to see a cardiologist on June 23rd. But I'm also thinking I need to find new cardiologists. And I'm also thinking there might not be any. It might just be this one group. So I am going to make that Monday. Since I don't have any appointments Monday, I'll spend half my day trying to find a cardiologist that can actually see me. There are just some beautiful homes here in Corpus Christi, and we have done a bunch of videos about them. Where are we up to right here? Doddridge. I never know how to say that name. And when I do learn, I forget it. Someone commented on a video I did 3 or 4 years ago, the little town outside of Caprock Canyon, Quitiquew, but they said that was wrong. It was something else, and now I don't even remember what they said. They spelled it out correctly for me. But it's a little town outside of Caprock Canyon State Park. Has a convenience store and a few restaurants and a few shops. Right to our right is Fox Pest Control. That's 855 Fox Pest for all your pest control needs. Corpus Christi Bay is to our left. It is just super hazy. Super hazy. Look at all those trees. That's like a... Wow, they have art that reminds me of the movie Beetlejuice when... What's the mom's name? Lydia? Or is that the daughter? I think the daughter's Lydia. The mom decorates the house with weird art out front. Modern art, obscure art. Weird. Thing probably cost $50,000. I'm like, that's weird. I used to do art, you know, like if I went to the restaurant and they had the right 3-color crowns. Come on, IHOP. Start giving out that 4th and 5th crown. We're coming up on Airline. We make a right on Airline. Selena's grave is in the cemetery on the right. We've shown that a bunch of times. I think we might make a right up here, though. Maybe we'll wind it up. The Yard Arm. Anyone ever eat at the Yard Arm right up here on the left? They have really fabulous food there. I mean, like, really good food. I just saw a local news story about them. They were celebrating some type of anniversary. Little kids, full medical report. I can't believe we're slacking on the dad jokes. I just went to a wedding that was so emotional. How emotional was it? Even the cake was in tears. Even the cake was in tears. Hey guys, Corpus Christi, Texas. I'm gonna go visit a friend in the hospital. Thanks for riding along today. Say it. Say it. Thanks for watching.